All right. It is Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And so, it's the Real Money Coach Show. And we are so happy that you are here, that you're watching. And you know how we do, Real Money Coach family. Put in the chat where you are watching from, what part of the country, what part of the world you happen to be watching tonight. And we just want to welcome you all, whether you are watching this live. We have Brad Hudson from Belmont, North Carolina, is in the house first to dial in tonight. Brad and Melissa, two of my favorite people. Kimberly McGinn is here from North Carolina. And I was saying, if you happen to be watching this live tonight through Facebook or YouTube or LinkedIn, or I forgot to start it, but we got Instagram going now as well. So regardless of which one of those platforms you happen to be watching from, we are glad that you are here and that you're watching. Alice Martin, thank you for being here. And let me tell you this, many of you knew that I was a little under the weather last week. Thank you for all of the texts and well wishes and prayers and all that. But I'm better. I'm well. So thank you so much for all your prayers. If you happen to be listening to this as part of the rebroadcast on podcast, remember it is available on all podcasting platforms, including Apple, Spotify, Google, Pandora, all of them, about 10 different platforms. This is also issued there. So if you happen to be catching this on the rebroadcast as a podcast, we thank you also for tuning in and listening to our show tonight. We're excited. To be honest with you, I'm going to be honest with you. I had been really trying to get someone from this wonderful organization called Mary Kay for quite a while. I started with like, hey, I want Gloria Mayfield Banks on the show. Okay. All right, y'all. So y'all know Gloria Mayfield Banks. And those of you who are familiar, Leonard, thank you for being here from Prince George County, Maryland. But we were really blessed. I was really blessed that Brad Hudson and Melissa Hudson introduced me to Dr. Lakeisha Chisholm, that's going to be our guest tonight. And we're going to have a wonderful conversation. You're going to be inspired. I promise you that you will leave here inspired, encouraged, empowered, ready to do great things with your life, with your career. If you're looking for another source of income, Mary Kay is one of those that's there for you. And we believe in multiple streams of income. And, I changed that a while ago from streams to rivers, right? Because I know this place over in Africa, and they said that there was the meeting of four rivers. They weren't streams, they were rivers. And so we don't want trickle income. We want lots of income so that we can live the lifestyle that we desire and all those good things. Let me do this quick announcement for you. The Power Networking Conference, we are rebranding the Power Networking Conference. It is now going to be the Power Networking Experience in Expo, and it will be here in Charlotte at least 3 years, possibly longer if we have a really good turnout. So Dr. Frazier is moving the conference from Houston, Texas to Charlotte, North Carolina. And you see the flyer there. And you can go to Power Networking Conference or PowerNetworkingX.com. You can purchase a ticket now. There is normally the tickets are about $1,400 per person. They're on the website through the end of February for $880. But if you use my discount code TRMC2024, you'll get 32% off of that. You'll get 32% off of that. So use TRMC all caps 2024. You'll get 32% off of the 880. So that will bring it down to about $500. Now, here's the wonderful thing that we're doing for the $500. It's not only for you, but you get to bring one college age student with you for that price. One college age student with you for that same price. The other thing is if you're a business owner, you're local, those type of things. And Dr. Frazier will be here on Friday. Friday at noon. We're going to be down at Studio 229. We're going to have a luncheon. We're going to be talking to potential people who may want to be vendor, may want to be a sponsor, or maybe you just want to attend. And so we're going to have a little kickoff luncheon down there. That's going to be Friday, March 1st at noon to 2 p.m. It's absolutely free. It's also available out there on Eventbrite. But even if you don't get it, just hit me up. We got you. Come on down, check it out, get a chance to meet, shake Dr. Frazier's hand, hear what the conference is all going to be about. And we got some great things. We got a reception that's going to take place at Top Golf that Wednesday night before. And then we'll have 3 packed days of great networking. Let me do this. Let me bring Michelle on, because I always like to tell Michelle about my PNC, my power networking experience. So let's bring my co-host on. Michelle, how you doing?
I'm good, Tony. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm just getting it all out.
Yes.
Michelle.
Yes.
I always tell this. When I went to the first Power Networking Conference, it was actually in Baltimore, actually National Harbor. And when I walked into a room and I saw 1,100 E-suite executives, business owners, and everybody looked like me. I'm like, what in the world is this? I hadn't seen that before, right?
Right.
And I was like, man, this is it. And so that was probably about 6 years ago, and haven't missed one yet.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I might only fly in for a day and be out
I
because I
know.
got kids getting married and all this kind of stuff, But but this year, I'm the host. I'm the point
Yeah.
person here in Charlotte, and so we just want to really do it up. And so want to get a lot of people out. So
I'm excited.
I am too.
Yeah.
July 10th through the 13th. July 10th
July
through the
10th through the
13th.
13th.
So that falls somewhere between your wedding anniversary and our wedding anniversary.
That is
Somewhere
correct.
about halfway
Yeah,
between.
Lisa's birthday.
Yeah, yep, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, Michelle, anything new? What's going on?
Um, we don't have anything new right now, but something is cooking and brewing. So
All
stay
right.
tuned.
All right.
Yes.
Well,
Something's
and we got some things brewing too, because Financial Literacy Awareness Month is coming up.
yes, it's coming up.
And I got some things I'm going to launch that I think is just going to be pretty amazing. So
Nice.
I'm looking forward to that. I know there's a couple things going on with the student loan forgiveness.
Mm-hmm.
So make sure that everyone who's watching, make sure you get a hold of your lender, your servicer, make sure those things. And then, of course, we
They
are
need
watching.
Yeah, they need to sign up for the SAVE program. So log into your portal, sign up for the SAVE program, and if you qualify, those who borrowed less than $12,000, your loan, and you've paid for 10 years, your remaining balance will be forgiven.
So that's less than $12,000.
Maybe.
Okay, could be
It
more.
depends.
And certainly, you all know that if you're a public service or you've been on a
Yes.
reduced payment program,
Yep.
that there's no dollar limit. There's no top dollar limit to getting those loans forgiveness.
Yep.
Now, I'm gonna tell you something, Michelle. This is what I've been telling people. It's like, if you got to work for a nonprofit,
Yes.
now
Hmm.
you can start your own nonprofit.
You could start your own
You
nonprofit.
can start your own nonprofit and
That
work for
is,
10 years.
and work
I'm
for
just
10
saying.
years.
And many times, business owners, we get a nonprofit. We want to do, it's good to
Yeah.
have a
It's our
nonprofit
give back,
wing
right?
as well
Yeah.
as,
Yeah.
our regular for-profit wing. So
Yeah.
that's a little
Absolutely.
hint there. So, and then the other thing that we're keeping our eye on is we're going to keep our eye on this government shutdown that
Oh,
is
yes.
looming for March 1st. And, so we're going to keep eye on that. If you're local here in Charlotte, I'll probably be talking about the government shutdown tomorrow on Praise 100.9, Praise 100.9, and then also on Monday on R&B 105.3. I'll be talking on Olympia D show as well. So,
And in Michigan is primary day, so but the polls just closed, so
uh, I haven't. I had the little flu. I don't even know. I don't who. How did South Carolina turn out? Was it like a huge blowout? Did Trump win by like these huge margins? Somebody put in the chat. I don't know what happened there. I don't. Is Nikki Haley still in the race, or is it
she
a
is still in the
dog race?
race.
She's
She's
still in
still
the
in
race.
the race.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, good.
So,
Hey, listen, we're going to take a couple quick commercial breaks, and then we're going to come back with a wonderful guest tonight, Dr. Lakeisha Chisholm of Mary Kay. She's a national director, y'all. That means she's got it going on. Let's
that's
check these
right.
commercials out.
Do you have passion for your business but feel like your finances are falling short? Running a business takes more than a great idea. It takes a solid financial plan. Mitchell Consulting can help you turn your passion into profit with their financial advisory services. Get the financial guidance your business needs. Contact Mitchell Consulting to learn more about their passion to profit capabilities.
Imagine a life where financial wellness isn't just a dream, but your reality. Welcome to a journey where increasing, protecting, and dominating your money becomes the new normal. With the Real Money Coach, embark on a path towards legacy wealth. Your financial future is not just a matter of chance, it's a matter of choice. It all begins with your free financial wellness checkup. Join us at the Real Money Coach and discover the steps to secure a legacy of wealth for your family. The keys to true financial freedom are within your grasp. Let's build that future, starting now.
All right. All right. Welcome back. What do you think, Michelle? You see that little
I
commercial?
like it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
did that myself. What? Oh, so pretty awesome. Listen, I'm really excited as we come back to the show to have our guest tonight. Let me tell you a little bit about Dr. Lakeisha Chisholm. She's an independent national sales director with Mary Kay. She's originally from Virginia Beach, I do believe, and she had a career in the U.S. Army. So we want to thank her for her service. And then she transitioned from military to her career with Mary Kay. And Michelle, as you well know, to get to a national director, that's no joke.
It is
That's
no joke.
that is no joke. And so that's pretty amazing. And with that, she's maintained her dedication to family, faith, and she's resilient. That's what
Yeah.
I hear. And Michelle, this is what I was doing when I was telling people, hey, I said, Dr. Lakeisha Chisholm's going to be on my show. They said, what? They're like, really? All right. So without any further ado, let's bring her on the stage.
Wow.
Dr.
Welcome.
Lakeisha, hi, how are you?
I am doing well. Great evening. Great evening, Tony. Great evening, Michelle. Thank you so much for having me on your show today. Oh my gosh. So far I am excited and you all are bringing the excitement.
Well, I was on one of your meetings and you talking about excitement and living in the overflow. I think is that the correct name of your area?
Yes, yes, the overflow area. And that's right. Everyone should be living in the overflow. That is how God
That's right.
designed it for us.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I'm very thankful to Brad and Melissa Hudson for introducing me to you, and we're going to get a chance to do some things together here very shortly. But before we get into all that, would you mind just telling our watchers and listeners that may be listening on the podcast a little bit about who Dr. Lakeisha, a little bit about your background and all that good stuff?
Well, all right. And, I do want to say thank you so much, Brad and Melissa, dear friends of mine, for introducing me to you. You have been a blessing to me and my organization, and I thank you. Well, I am Dr. Lakeisha Chisholm, all the way from the All American City, Fayetteville, North Carolina. And prior to where I am now, I served 20 years in the United States Army. Yes, I retired out as a Chief Warrant Officer 4. So I went from wearing combat boots to playing in makeup and a director's suit. All right. Just like that. I went from saving the nation to now I save the nation with foundation. Okay.
I love it. Love it.
But I will tell you, when I started being in the military, I worked on electronics. My shop, we repaired electronics for, army wide. And so with that being said, I did not wear makeup. I was not familiar with the beauty industry. So to come into something, sometimes we know that we want to do something great. We know that we're destined for something great. But when it doesn't look like what we're used to things looking like, we
Mm,
tend to scale down, or
Mm.
we tend to freeze and not move forward. So coming into this business, I did not wear makeup. I did not have a lot of female friends because I worked around 95% males. And I did not have any knowledge about the beauty industry. I couldn't tell you if I was putting eyeliner on my eyes and eyeliner on my lips and lip liner on my eyes. That's how, you know what I'm saying? It was foreign to me. But I started my Mary Kay business, and I'm grateful because the discipline that I learned from the military, the discipline and the focus, it allowed me to, take the right steps, make the right choices, and then to work my way up this career path all the way to the top in under 10 years. I'm
Wow.
grateful to
wow.
God. Yes, I'm grateful. And you guys, I was so shy. And so sometimes we just allow things to hold us back. We got to break our own belief barriers because I was so shy. I would like freeze up. Like I am talking to you and a whole bunch of people, but I'm telling you, an audience of one had me shook in my boots. Okay. That's
Wow.
how serious it was.
I
At
would
the
not even believe that.
yes.
There's a lot of people in my industry and in business and life in general that have that fear of talking to people
Mhm.
and speaking in public. Some people say that that's a fear greater either than dying is to speak in front of you. How did you overcome that? I mean, help
Mm.
somebody out tonight. How did you overcome that anxiety or that fear of speaking?
Well, one, I took a speech class. That's a great way to start. If you are scared to be in front of people, you can do Toastmasters, you can do speech classes. They have those at community level, you can go to college level. But I took a speech class and that helped me a lot. And then, being around other people practicing. I don't care. You have to line the teddy bears up, okay? Line the teddy bears up and begin to talk. And then, some of the tips, sometimes when you're speaking in front of other people, you may want to, tap, sometimes just tapping your leg, not so that everyone can see it, but just things that calm you down and soothe you. Take your time, breathe in, breathe out. But it is something that, you have to overcome, but you just have to know that, what, you are teachable, you are coachable, and you can overcome this too. But it didn't happen overnight. You're looking at me now. This is 13 years in the game. When you go back to day one, oh my gosh, you would have thought I was in the Matrix. Like everything is freezing around me. But you got to have some stick to itness. And no matter
Mhm.
what you're doing, you have to have some stick to itness and just know that God didn't bring you this far to leave you, and He will provide.
Well, as you were talking
Yes.
that you're fearfully and wonderfully made, right? We all
Mhm.
are, and we all have these gifts that God has given us,
Mhm.
and I mean, His gift will make room for you, right? And so
Mhm.
that's pretty awesome.
Yes.
So you did your 20 years in the military, and thank you
Mhm.
for your
Mhm.
services I mentioned earlier. My
Mhm.
dad was in the Army. I got his flag right back there. Y'all can see the flag, this shoulder. Yeah. So really, mad respect for people who served in our country.
Mhm.
Uh, and I think especially in a situation where you served in really a male dominated military is a male dominated area. And to go to that and thrive, It's pretty amazing in itself.
Yes.
Well, I knew you guys, and I don't know if that was a question or not, but I knew I enjoyed being in the military. I will tell you that. I enjoyed being in the military. And, it became a day when I didn't enjoy it anymore. And you have to know the proper time to pivot. Some people stay too long, and
Mhm.
then, you get bitterness, resentment, or, things start to happen and downfall. And I knew that I wanted to start another chapter. And so this opportunity came and it fell in my lap. And I'm so grateful because that last year, you guys, the last year on active duty, I decided to really go for it, like stop playing around. Because sometimes, as entrepreneurs, we just take our time with things. Like
Yep.
we're always in the
Move in it a little
phase
bit.
as an entrepreneur, and sometimes you just have to go for it. And I knew that I wanted to make a short-term sacrifice for a long-term gain. So I just put in that extra time on my last year. And when I was ready to retire out, 20 years in one day, I mean, I tried to map it out just
20
on
years in
Twitter.
one day.
They took a day from me. They took a day. But when it was time for me to walk out, I stepped out of the army and into this Mary Kay career as a sales director, never looking back, never having to go and work for someone else, because this now was my new dream and I wanted to build this business. And so I knew, again, I had to take a short-term sacrifice for long-term gain. And what did that look like? It looked like me putting in extra time, burning the midnight oil, getting off work, spending time going to meetings, making sure that I was trained,
Mhm.
I was educated, I was equipped for this next level that I was going to, all while managing the family. Because at that particular time, our youngest, we have a blended family of 7. That's a whole nother show, y'all. Like for real.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
for real. It's a whole nother show. But the youngest 2 were both under 2.
Oh.
Wow.
Okay, don't judge me. They Irish twins. Okay, and but they were under 2 in Pampers, babies, and just managing it all. Sometimes you have to go for it. You have to give it everything that you have, and it pays off because I've never looked back. I've never had to go and work for someone else. I have the freedom and flexibility to now work around everyone and everything that I love. And it was because I sacrificed that last year of being in the military that it allowed me to have this type of freedom on the other side.
Yeah. Well, I think sometimes, Michelle, and you probably have clients like this too, that
Mhm.
you got to realize you got to really put the time in. And if you
Right.
do
You
it
do.
upfront and you build the right foundation,
Hmm.
Mhm. Mhm.
and you can stand on that foundation, you can build from that foundation.
Yeah.
But if you I almost said it like my mama said it, but if you do something halfway, right? If you
Right.
do something halfway,
You'll
you
get halfway
might get
results.
results.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
so if
That's
if
true.
you want something better, you got to be willing to put in the grind
You got
and
to be all in.
all
Right.
in,
You
all in.
do. You have to be all in.
You do. I like to say you have to choose your heart. Choose your
Hmm.
Right.
heart. You want to work hard, you want to sacrifice hard, or it's hard building a business, being an entrepreneur, but it's also hard being broke.
It
You
Right.
is.
gotta choose which hard.
Which heart
Right.
do you
You
want?
want.
Yeah.
Well, Gary
Yeah,
Ward says, right? He says, being
hard.
broke is hard
Hmm.
or being successful is hard. Choose your
Yeah.
heart. And look, Michelle,
Look,
we got Sheila
Sheila,
Goddard, who is tuning in tonight.
Dr. Sheila Gothard.
Dr. Sheila Goddard,
She was
says
one of my first team members.
Was she?
it's such a special place. Because she was our financial advisor when we were in college.
Yes, she was.
Back in, we won't say how long ago because I don't want to age y'all, but so, and I was in Greensboro at Mount Zion Baptist Church last week for Dr. Dudley's
Mhm.
funeral. And I was hoping I would run into Sheila because I know at one time that's where she was going. And so,
Okay.
as a matter of fact, when I was there and I was telling my wife how beautiful the church was, she said, "Yeah, that's where Sheila goes." So, uh,
Mhm.
wonderful. So, Dr. Lakeisha, give us a few keys that you would share with a young man or a young lady who's watching tonight. And here's the thing: when she was talking about the makeup thing, I was like, man, I played with makeup when I was little. I go get my mother's mascara and try to peel in what I thought was this little fuzz on my lip, right? But tell us a few keys that you would tell us a few keys that you would share with people tonight in
Okay,
terms of
well,
your success.
let's see some of the things. I mean, it's so many, but I'm just going to narrow it down to a few.
Okay.
One, if you have a dream in your heart, if God placed it in your heart to start a business, any type of business, you know what? Now is the time. So
Mhm.
often we procrastinate, we put it off. There's no right time, right? So just get started now. I don't want you to look back 10, 20 years from now and wishing if you had started it back then, the growth that you would be experiencing. So start it right now. Right. And, a lot of times we allow funds like to hold us back.
Mhm.
You know, that's not a reason to hold back. I've watched people come into Mary Kay. I've helped people come into this business with no resources. I mean,
Mhm.
like they have enough money to, for that month, or they have more month than they have money. But
Mhm.
when you have grit and you have determination, you can still get things done. Don't allow that to hold you back, your circumstances or the lack of, because there's a will, there is a way. Make sure that you're talking to your, I'm going to use the word upline, but those that are ahead of you.
We like to say
Right?
your success line, your success
Yes.
line.
Yes.
Yes, your success line. I love that. Your success line, because they've already mastered
Mhm.
where you are right now, and God will give you mentors to help you navigate through your journey. I mean, He's not going to put a dream in your heart, but not give you the provision to see
Mhm.
it through. That's not how He operates. So everything that you need, it will be placed within you or within your reach. You just have to know, you have to focus in. That's something big. We got to focus. So many times we get distracted, or there are a lot of distractions out there. You have to focus in on what you are supposed to be doing. So many times we take on other people's issues. You have to ask yourself,
Mm,
is is this mine? Okay. Is this my issue? Is this my problem? Is this my situation? Because sometimes you begin to throw other people's stuff in your backpack, and
right.
before long, you're weighted down and you can't accomplish what you need to accomplish. And when you look up, you'll realize that all of those things that you were carrying, none of them belong to you.
Right.
And
Especially when you're in a leadership role, right?
Right.
absolutely.
Leadership role, and when you have compassion and that for people, that can happen very easily. And I think also, honestly, I think you as mothers sometimes can even do that, with your children and everything else. And sometimes you gotta say this is my time,
Right.
right?
Yes.
Right.
And you have to go for it. So I love that. Some great
Oh, I just
comments.
want to add this one in here too. This last one. Sometimes you have to look at your circle. Okay, that is so important. The circle, the people that you are hanging around, that you are gathered around, because that can make or break you. Birds of a feather flock together. And so if
Yes.
you are around negative people or people that aren't supportive, that's going to hold you back. and keep you from getting to your destination. The goal is to get to that destination, get there quickly, because it's not just for you, it is for all the people that are attached to you that will come with you. And so you can't allow that. Circle is so important, you guys. If you're hanging around five broke people, you're going to be number six.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
100%.
Seriously.
100%. Yeah. So as someone who has a large team, right? So I think of someone as a national director. I don't know how many directors you have to have. I don't know how many pink Cadillacs you have to be having rolled up to your meeting to become a national, but I know it's a lot, right? Um, but how do you as a leader deal when you get that negative consultant that comes into the group and that type of thing? How do you as a leader deal with those situations?
Well, I can say for Mary Kay, one of the things that I love about this business is that we get to choose who we work with. Like
Mhm.
nowhere else do you
Good
get to
thing.
choose who comes to work with you. But here, and as an entrepreneur, you get to choose who you put in your circle,
Mhm.
who you put in your organization, who you're bringing onto your team. You really get to choose that, and you don't have to settle, right? So,
That's
one of those things is you get to choose as independent contractors, as entrepreneurs. You can decide that you are not going to, work with someone, and you don't have to do it in a negative or a nasty way. You just choose to not work with someone, and you can tell them that. A lot of times people don't even know that they are being negative.
right.
It has a lot of factors. It's how they were raised, it's other upbringing, it's their circle that's around them. So sometimes you can choose to educate them, but at the end of the day, you don't have to. Again, you don't have to work with every single person that comes into
Every
your space.
everyone's not a good fit. I say it
Right.
all the time. I was like, I'm too old and I've been doing this too long to number one, work with somebody else or work with people I don't want to work with.
Right.
Mhm.
So
Right,
that's a wonderful thing.
right.
Um, so let's shift a little bit as we get ready to wind down. I know that Brad brought me to you, and he's part of my team and that type of thing. And we're going to be doing some financial literacy things for the Overflow area. And so just kind of give us a little bit of why you're passionate about that, or why that's something you want to see happen.
Well, I'm passionate about that because, in our community, especially with this being, Black History Month, you guys, in our community, you know, um, we are always, at the end or in the back. We're supposed to be the head and not the tail, but we find ourselves gathering at the tail a lot of times, especially when it comes to financial literacy and, matters of money. And so, being in this type of business in Mary Kay, we make really great money really fast. We can make two, 300, 4, 5, $600 in a day. But, sometimes we have issues holding on to that money and actually growing our money. And so when you look at our community as a whole, a lot of times our dollars, they leave our hands, they leave our community the quickest out of all different
Yeah.
nationalities, different
Yeah.
different people. Our money, does not circulate as long as other people's money circulate in their community. So our money leaves us and it also leaves our community. So I believe it's important, especially in this year 2024, for us to learn how to make more money, and for us to keep more
Keep-
money, and for us to grow our money, and to bring in experts like the real money coach, right? To bring in experts to do that. That's one thing too. We got to stop listening to what I used to call in the army all the barracks lawyers, right? The people that are not real lawyers. We're going to get advice from people that are not equipped and are not experienced. And so I want to make sure that my people are educated. So I want to bring in those experts that can show them how to make money, keep money, and also grow their money.
Love it.
Awesome.
Love it. So we call it a concept we call more knowledgeable others, right? We want to
Mhm,
bring more knowledgeable others into our space. And it's
mhm.
always, if I'm the smartest one about every topic in my circle, then I need a new circle, right? I
Right.
got people that are experts in things that I'm not an expert from. And that's why Michelle and I work so well together. It's because she's an expert on the business side, I'm an expert on the personal side, and it just kind of works really well. And so, well, I'm really excited about doing a couple of the trainings that we're going to be doing for you and anything
Mhm.
like that. So if someone wanted to get a hold of you, like if they wanted to connect with your team, whether that's for a product or if they want the opportunity and they're looking for something more, tell us how would they go about doing that?
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you. Thank you so much because I'm always looking. This year, I want to help as many people with their 2024 skincare goals. I think we have goals for everything, but our skin is so important. This is all you got. This is what you're taking home to glory. And
Yeah.
so I want people to get excited about having 2024 skincare goals. And I love servicing and taking care of people. So thank you so much. To get in touch with me, you can hit me up at Awesome Achiever on Instagram and Facebook, TikTok, all of those fun sites. But my personal website, where you can get in touch with me just to chat and maybe to ask questions. Maybe you have some concerns about your skincare regimen, or you want to look at a skincare regimen, or maybe you have young adults that really need to hone in on taking care of their skin and creating skincare goals for themselves. You can find me on www.marykay.com/awesome achiever. All things awesome achiever. That is me.
Awesome achiever. I love that. I love that. That's absolutely wonderful. We'll see if we can get that into the chat so that people will be able to see those things and be able to contact you and become an awesome achiever. There it is. So there we got your social media at Awesome Achiever website, marykay.com/awesome achiever. So, well, you are an awesome achiever. Thank you for being here. I can't wait to continue the journey with your team, Brad and I, and our team there to service you guys and to help raise hopefully the financial consciousness and IQ and even just tweaking and doing things a little better. And so, and what we our prayer is that not only you but other directors will grow so that they need a Michelle Mitchell that can help them with the books and the
Yes.
finances and all those type of things that need to be done as business owners. That's also very important. So any last words, Michelle?
Thank you so much for being here. From my experience as being in Mary Kay, um, it was an amazing journey for me.
Mhm.
And really don't like people look at it sometimes and like, oh, that's just the Mary Kay. No,
Mhm.
if you tap into the training of what is given in Mary Kay, like it can be awesome. And it has been the foundation for which Mitchell Consulting is standing on. So I appreciate it. I appreciate my Mary Kay experience.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate it too. I
Yeah,
appreciate it too because
because I
Lisa was.
invited my friend Lisa.
Yeah, y'all both were car
Yeah.
driving directors, right? So that's
I
pretty
love it.
awesome. And what a great experience, great company. Just a great heart, great corporate citizen too, even there in
Mhm,
Dallas. So and across this country. So with that, everybody, we really thank you for coming. Thank you, Brad. Thank you,
mhm.
NJ Urban News for all your comments that you made and everyone for tuning in. And so we'll see you back here next week. We're going to be talking a little bit about long-term care and how to prevent the spin down process, protect yourselves from that, with my special guest next week, Michael Henry. And so with that, you all have a wonderful evening, and we'll see you next week. And Dr. Keisha, I'll see you, I think, on the 5th. I think it's our...
Absolutely. And you know what? I'm not Gloria Mayfield Banks, so it was like tough shoes to follow since you wanted Gloria. But you know what? She is my mentor. She is my mentor, and she has taught me quite a bit, just about everything that I know. And I'm so proud to be under her lineage and a part of her legacy. So
Yes.
thank you so much
Oh,
for having
this
me.
was not a step down at all. That was the only, that's the name I knew, right? So I remember when we were married, it was like Gloria Mayfield Banks, and I can remember hearing her speak and
Yes.
all those things. I remember her talking about just going into the financial and just writing a check. I'm like, I just want to write a check. I want to write a check. That's what I'm talking about. So
She's
wonderful,
amazing.
wonderful legacy that she's left, and you're definitely carrying that legacy with great deal of pride and success. So with that, everybody have a wonderful night. Thank you for tuning in. You've been watching The Real Money Coach. Make sure you check us out at our website, therealmoneycoach.com. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.